We were doing a reverse week.
Exactly. Mix it up. Mash it up.
Yeah.
And we're live. Hi.
We are live. And we're already bantering back and forth.
That's right.
Exactly. Exactly. So, right, it's not letting me go live on Twitter for some reason. I ain't got a clue why, but oh well. I blame Ashley. Anyway.
Whatever.
Right, so we're going to be discussing mental health and business. So I'll click the intro. We'll go down to it. And we're back. Wasn't that intro good, Ashley?
It was fine.
Nice intro. It's a right intro.
Right, well, I best pick on both of you because you two own a business. So how's your mental health been when you first started your business?
Yeah, I'll have a jump in there, and yeah, I think this is a great subject because I think if you look at starting a business in some ways, I think it's everyone's dream is to work for yourself, have that flexibility of when you work and how you work and make money, but I think in England, in the UK, the reality is 50% of businesses close in the first year, and then in the next 5 years, 70% will close. And so I think that reflects that, that to make a business work is hard. And there's obviously, that reflects the pressures that actually, working for yourself and making a profit and having a business that makes you enough money to have a good quality of life. And, there's a lot of stress and pressure related to that. And even if you do well, when your business turns over good money and makes a profit, obviously it's still a lot of stress. And I think, that definitely, the mental health challenges, I can say myself, running a business, it's not a 9 to 5, you clock on and off. I think that's the big difference, isn't it? Go to a job and to an extent, you have a certain amount of structure in a 9 to 5 or hours fixed. But with a business, even when you switch off and you go to bed, it's on your mind. It's your business. It's your life. You directly, whether it fails, does well or doesn't do well, and how much effort you put in relates to you. So I think that's the big difference in me. From my experience, it's hard to switch off, and the pressure, and yeah, of course, there's anxiety and stress, and yeah. So that's my yeah. What about you, Ashley? I mean, you obviously have a business. How, obviously, what's your?
Well, so I've got mine. Self-Care Mama mentorship, but then my husband also has our construction company. And initially, when he went to start the construction company, I was 100% against it. I was not happy because for me, it was the fear of, if you're going to do this business, we're going to lose the stability. And we've talked about this before. Like, we're going to lose the stability of your full-time income.
Oh, you're on mute. You muted yourself.
She's muted herself. See, she's not on the talk.
Oh no.
It's just knocked off. It must have been a phone call.
Yeah.
But obviously she will be back at some point. But I think what we should do is, while we've got viewings, is explain how Ashley, not the Ashley you just seen, but Ashley Kesner, she was supposed to be the guest. She sadly had to cancel due to commitments, whatever they are. But I know she'll be back at some point. But as they say, the show must go on. So yeah, please do share this, like, comment, whatever. And yes. So let's talk about stability when it comes to business. How was yours like in the planning of it all?
Well, while Ashley's coming on, I think stability is that key thing, because I think oh, she's gone again. I think in in life, it's human beings, psychologically, we want a certain amount of stability, reliability. We know we can rely on having a certain amount of income to pay our bills, and we like a bit of reliability and stability that gives us assurance of, we can know where, we can live a certain quality of life, but at the same time we need a bit of variety and excitement. And I think that's the biggest difference between whether we choose the job or the working for ourselves in business is there is more risk in business, in starting a business. There is less stability. There's perhaps more potential for growth and success potentially, but I think in a job, there's more stability in that sense. The 9 to 5, you have a formal contract, and I think perhaps building on what Ashley said, that there's a risk related to instability. It sounds like her husband had a job and he wanted to start a business, and he moved obviously from the stability of having a job, a contract, guaranteed pay, to that instability or potential risk of starting his own business and what that will entail. And that is that can be a lot of pressure, a lot of
absolutely. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's just seeing what we can do to progress in our lives, because I know when a business is in the planning stage and we're discussing it with our families, that can cause a lot of conflict.
Oh, of course. No, I mean, I know from my experiences, I the background of a career, to my sort of early 30s, and then went into sort of more my own business and freelance work, and then, so my family, who are all got careers, my brothers and sisters, and they all said, why are you not just having a job and a career, because that, I think people relate to their own experiences, and the job security of a job and career, and my family could not understand it, why I take the risk of working myself rather than a sort of more safe environment of a business. But I mean, with yourself, Adam, would you? I know you're obviously exploring things with your art and things, but how do you see it, with a job versus business, as someone who's not, you said you've not got business yourself, but you're aware of the challenges and hang
on a minute.
Okay. Can you hear me?
We can.
Yes.
Okay, good. I don't know. My freaking earbuds died, and then I couldn't get in. It was like, close all applications, restart your computer. I was like, what?
Good to have you back.
Okay, so as I was saying, sorry guys, but when he first started the business, it wasn't something that I was very happy about. And it was more so the concern about losing that stable income, and the fear of how is this going to work with our lifestyle, our kids, you're going to be gone all the time, things like that. So it was very stressful when it first launched. And then from that point, as we began working more closely and I was able to get myself on board, it changed. But like Nick, you had said, it isn't just a 9 to 5 anymore. It isn't just okay, punch in, punch out. It is a constant, when you're awake, it's your business. And if it's not your business, you're not making money. So it's also a stressor when it comes to guilt, feeling like a terrible parent because you're focused on your business. You're trying to make a living to make sure that your kids have their own stable childhood. So it's that shame of, I'm ruining my children. I'm not spending enough time with them. They're going to hate me because I'm working all the time. And my husband and I literally just had this conversation this morning. So it's a phrase that comes up a lot is start a business, they say. It'll be fun, they say. And that's not always the case.
It's like that with having kids.
Well, yes. Business ownership is not this glamorous thing. You don't get to take vacations whenever you want and just turn it off. Like, it is dedicated, hard work, blood, sweat, tears that you have to put in to build the life that you want. But it doesn't happen overnight. We've been in business for 4.5 years now, and vacations are working vacations. They're not a time off. Like, it's not oh great, we're going on vacation. Oh no, we're really not. We're still working. It's just at a new location. So it's a lot of mental, like, doubt. I mean, it happens. So it's not for the faint of heart.
No, it's interesting what you say, Ashley, because I've got an 8-year-old son. He doesn't live with me, but when I have him, he wants all my attention, and doesn't like me to do any work, which is understandable. But having my own business, sometimes I have to check my emails, and sometimes people say, "Can you hop in a call? Can you respond to this?" And it's a dilemma, because I want a holiday, and I want to give this is an agreed holiday. I should give all my time to my son, but at the same time, I have to. Reality is, I can't switch off completely from my business and not respond to people or not doing work. And that is the life. I think that blur between, when you have a business, it's harder to segregate that blur between the family life and personal life and work life. It's harder to keep that separate with business, because I think when you're doing a job, it's a bit easier. I think in some ways to separate that, but when your business, your life, it's your business. So.
Yeah, I was just saying, Ashley, before you rudely disappeared. I'm joking. Well, hi, Elizabeth. Hope you're well.
It was fun last week, Adam.
Oh, move on. I'm joking. No, I was just saying that when you're planning to start business, it can cause a lot of conflict within the family.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Yep, for sure. Well, and that's the thing. Like, even if you're not on the same page with your spouse, divorce rates are really high between business owners. I mean, divorce rates are high in general, but especially among business owners. And I had a friend tell me, she's like, what if it isn't about finding balance? What if it's about finding harmony in the intricacies of the day and making it all harmoniously work together? And this is why, like, even in my self-care mentorship program, I teach women how to begin to delegate. Even if you're at home as a stay-at-home mom, or maybe you're a work-at-home mom, or maybe you're just an entrepreneur. I shouldn't say just, but maybe you're an entrepreneur and you need to learn how to delegate. Delegation is so critical when you do have a lot of moving parts to a business. If I've got to jump in Zoom calls, or I've got to go meet with a client, whether it be construction or my self-care stuff, if I'm in meetings, okay, kids, I need you to take care of the trash. I need you to pay attention to the dogs and let them out, get them fed, handle the dishes, swap out the laundry. Like, I have to be able to delegate. And then when those things don't happen, if you've delegated, well, then the mom side comes out, and it's, okay, I asked for these things to be done. Why are they not done? Like, often as women and as moms, we put all of the responsibility on us and think that, okay, we can juggle the 15 100 plates just waiting for that one to crash. So you have to be able to delegate, and everybody has to be on the same page, because if you're not on the same page, then yes, there is those tensions. There is those explosive moments where mom is mad now because I didn't do what I should have, but now I'm going to be upset because mom is mad. Well, maybe you should have just listened in the first place.
Yeah, no, I can I can relate to that, and I think you know with a sort of delegation thing, it's almost like go back to my example of have my son with me. I think it's having to got to accept that there's a it's not going to be as concrete and clear cut separation. There is a blur. It's your passion, it's your business, it's your life, it's your. But I think you have to sort of still, you got to, at the end of the day, prioritize your family and your health and your well-being. So what I tend to try and do is say, okay, and have this negotiating thing with my 8-year-old son, and I say, you are my priority. I need to do this. I'll do, if I can do 1 hour this morning, we'll have a day together, and then 1 hour at the end of the day. I'll have an amazing day of you, and I guess that's the thing. It's reality is we without our business being a success, our life will be a struggle. But we have to. I think it's a reflection of our greater thing of our well-being and our mental health. We need to prioritize and be ruthless in our prioritization of what's good for us and our mental health. So yeah, with delegating is one example is fantastic. I think also managing our time in that. And yeah, with my son, it's like, yes, I'm sorry, I have to do this 2 hours, but that's it, 2 hours, and the rest of the time's yours. And it's kind of
this is what I've done, because I've had people messaging me saying, they want to interview me on such podcasts and radios and all that. And I'm like, okay, then what time? 4:00 in the afternoon. I'm like, I can't do that, because I've literally delegated that time between 4:30 and between 4:00. Well, I say about 3:30 to 5:30. That's family time. Do not interfere in that. I'm switched off, and that's what I've done. And what I've done now with AA is I even done that this morning, where I handed Kerry my form. I'm like, would you like to book me a meeting? Because I'm getting her involved in it, and she booked me one, because I used to just book all these random ones and not telling her. And communication is key when it comes to things like this. So that's just how it goes. So maybe I don't know. Just don't argue with a woman.
Well, and I tell my husband, well, I'm like, and I tell people this, not just my husband, but when he was working a corporate America job, I feel like we had more tension between the two of us than what we do now running a business. Like, there's stress, but it's a different kind of stress. But at the end of the day, because we're working the business together and I'm focusing on the administration and the office stuff, that helps him keep on track, and I'm doing his scheduling, but it forces us, and I don't say force in like a negative way, but it makes us communicate. Like, we have to be on the same page of, okay, you're going here at this time, and then he'll ask me, hey, can I go to this estimate early? And then it's up to me to get in touch with the customer. Okay, can he come early because he's ahead of schedule? Or, hey, he's running behind, and things like that. So it's not something that, I tell people that I can necessarily time block when my office hours really are, because if I get a message, I have to respond to that message. It's not something that I can just, I can wait until later, or I can do that tomorrow, because that is what brings in our income. And we've heard it from multiple customers, like, you're the only contractor that's gotten back to me, because contractors don't necessarily have, or not all of them have, the ability to have their wife or somebody that can handle responding to customer communications. And that's what we pride ourselves on, is our communication with our customers and clients, that I'm the one handling those things. Because if it was just my husband, he will readily tell you, I'd be one of those contractors. I wouldn't have time. I never get back to you. So communication is key, not just with your clients, but also with your family and with your spouse, like you said, Adam, because if there's not that communication, then you've got those tensions and fights and all of the things that brew when that communication is broken.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think, you what you need when you do anything in life, and you want people to be on board with you and to understand why you're doing what you do, and talk about the family, but also why the friends or that you and Ashley, if you're your husband, you're working together on the business, you need to have that belief together, that and like in family, you want them to understand and why you're doing what you do, and I think that's so important, because if people don't get why you do what you do, because it could be easier. Yeah, it could be easy to get a job, but why you do what you do, and you have that shared, sort of vision and goal,
Yeah.
It's so important for having that sort of process. Because I think, like you, Ashley, if your husband, if you and your husband are working together, you have to have that passionate belief that we're working together. We know what we want to achieve, and that's more important ever than if you're doing it as a couple. But,
yeah. Well, and you got to remember too that, like, if the family that you bring into your dream, or the friends that you bring into your dream, be careful, because not all of them will be for you. They will cut it down, cut you at the knees, and make you doubt your abilities to be able to operate a successful business. And something that is sometimes difficult as well when you are a business owner is having those outside friendships, those outside, like, relationships, if you will, beyond being a business owner, because you are working all the time. So when you are working all the time, it's very difficult to prioritize having friendships and doing fun things like you used to do, and all of those things, because now your business solely relies on you. And if it's not relying on you, you're probably not successful. I'm just saying, especially if you're in those beginning stages. If you've built it to something where, okay, it doesn't solely rely on you anymore and it's a well-oiled machine, then fantastic. You can build into those relationships and prioritize them. But we have lost some closer friendships because it's all about business. Like, that's our priority: our family, our faith, and our business. And if it doesn't fall into one of those three categories, it's not a priority. And people don't understand that. They don't like it, and they don't understand it, because they don't know what it's taken to get to where you are. They only see oh, you've got a nice truck, and you've got a nice trailer, and oh, you must be doing so well. You must have all this money. No, you don't see the behind the scenes of what's really taken to get us here, and what, finances are here, and what you don't see any of that. You just see the glamour and the outside. You don't see the inside. So
I got a question to you, both of you, is the whole idea of fake it till you make it, because I've got like two groups of people I know, and one are friends, or I say things are okay, but I'm my work's a struggle. My business is up and down. I'm always trying to find new clients. It's hard, it's stressful, and they know the struggles. And then there's the other people I know who they see my Facebook post, LinkedIn post, and they think, wow, you're amazing. You're doing so well. I see all these posts, and, you know, because obviously I try and portray, you know, how, you know, the achievements. They say, wow, it was amazing, all this stuff you're achieving in your business. And I guess, you know, the second view of people, you know, is it's like, I want to portray, you know, that things are going amazing, because you want, by portraying your success, you get success. And you don't want to portray you're struggling. You don't want anyone to see you struggling. So I thought, you know, is it with your bit, you know, in life generally, but in business, you know, do you think there's a certain element where we need to fake it till we make it? You know, are we under pressure to portray success rather than being genuinely upfront about struggle? What do you think?
Do you have an answer, Adam, or not really?
What do you think?
I actually do. I actually do, and it may shock you, Ashley. We are not been born and put on this whatever world we're living on to please others. We're not. The only expectations we should be meeting are on our own. And of course, we're going to have people trying to bring us down, doubt us, pretend to be our friends, to pretend to be our colleagues and stuff like that. And we just use their negativity as leverage to succeed. Yes, it may hit us personally, and that may cause us to go into a depressive moment, or as you said, doubt our inner self and think we're going to fail. But we just have to just keep going. We have to, because of course we're always going to think we're failures, but people just need to remember the day we fail is the day we stop trying.
Mm-hmm.
With the mental health warriors,
Yes.
Adam, you know, obviously, you know, I genuinely, you know, I think you've, you know, it's been such a success in what's achieving and growing. But do you feel like under pressure, like I need to achieve more, or do you, you know, do you feel self-imposed pressure in that way of what you want to achieve, or do you think no, just it's good, I'm enjoying it, see how it goes? That's what...
To me, the Warriors isn't just mine; it's everybody's. And this is what we're trying to do here, is build this global community into doing what it is, ending that stigma. And I don't think anyone can do anything alone. But if we have somebody with us, multiple voices is better than one. And that's what we're just going to keep doing week in, week out.
Yeah.
But we can always do better, though.
No. Yeah. I guess that's the point, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
do we pressurize ourselves of, you know, constantly thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have to, back to the whole fake it till you make it thing. Like, that's one of the things, like, especially when you can find a close circle of people, if you will, that you can trust. And like you said, Nick, that, you know, some know that you're struggling, and then others, you know, they don't. They just see this persona. But that's one of the things, like, when we talk to certain people or whatever, you know, I will readily tell them, like, hey, it may appear this way, but this is what it is. Like, this is, you know, and maybe that's not quote unquote professional, but anybody that wants to start a business, I'm not just going to sugarcoat it and say, oh yeah, it's great to start a business, because it sucks some days. Like, let's be frank, it's not easy.
No, it's not.
But it's the reality. Your business is always going to have ebbs and flows, no matter if you're doing a network marketing business, whether you're doing something like the Mental Health Warriors and you're doing like, it doesn't matter. Your business is going to have good times and crappy times.
Yes.
Period. And if you can't get on board and remain in the crap and still push through and come out stronger on the other side, then business ownership is not for you. If you think it's going to be this glorious, magnificent thing, and that's just what it is, you're delusional. Literally, you are delusional. It will not be that way. And when the hard hits, are you going to quit, or are you going to persevere and push through and say, damn it, this is sucky right now, but I know that the prize is on the other side of the suck, because it will have moments of absolute hell.
Well, I want to pick up on that because what I forgot to tell you, Ashley, last week is last week we actually celebrated 4 years of the Warriors being created. It's been 4 years. And I've literally just checked now on YouTube, and we've got 793 subscribers.
That's brilliant, amazing.
We're almost at 800, but that just shows that we can't have thousands just like that. It's virtually impossible. But if we just keep going, keep persevering with it, dedicate us to this, we just have to keep going. We do.
Yeah.
I think that, yeah, that's the thing with a lot of, with business and a lot of things. There's no quick fixes, and I think that's the trouble with business. We often see on YouTube, Instagram, and we're like, do this, and there's a quick hack. This is a secret formula. This is 5 steps to, and the reality is, in business, like you said, Ashley, it's up and downs. There's no quick fix. It's hard work all the time, and even if there's success, it could drop. It's up. And like you said, Adam, it's a gradual thing. And if you get up to 750, 775, 800, slowly but surely, that is the best way. Slow, hard work, slowly improving. There's no magic jumps and leaps. And I mean, maybe some people, but I think the reality is, we have to accept that. It's a long. There's no shortcuts. Maybe that's a reflection of life, but there's ups and downs, and it's a long game. It takes Absolutely. And I think we have to recognize. Also, I think we have to recognize those achievements because, like you said, Adam, you could say, well, it should be thousands. You could easily diminish the success of what you've had and say, well, it should be a lot more. Look at that YouTube channel. Look at that. They're a similar group. They've got much more. You could easily, I think it's very easy in life to diminish what we've achieved and look at more successful people in our life doing similar things. But actually, that's amazing. That's part of the thing, I think, in life and also in business, to recognize our achievements.
Well, absolutely. Yeah. We've had subscribers stop subscribing us, stop following us. And you know what? That's fine. Yeah. That's fine because it's not one size fits all. If the Warriors isn't for them, then that's fine, because we're not going to stop. We're not going to damper ourselves and feel sorry for ourselves. We're just going to keep going. Obviously, we've got Nancy, we've got you, we've got Ashley. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love you, really. But yeah, it is. And us 4 are just going to keep going. It's going to have to.
Well, and the thing, too, that consistency is what pays off.
Yes.
If you can maintain that consistency week in and week out and day in and day out, eventually you will get there. Sure, there might be one of those that gets there faster, but then you also have to take into account, okay, and I'm not saying that this is like everybody does it kind of a thing, but you have to look at, okay, are you following your values, your principles, your mission? Or are you trying to compare and follow in the mission of somebody else that maybe they don't have the integrity of they got what they got, but what did they do to get there?
Yes.
Was there compromise involved? Yes. So sometimes you just have to run your own race, especially when it comes to business, and you have to put blinders on and not look side to side to see what somebody else is doing. Like for me, starting the Self-Care Mama mentorship stuff, I have to run my own race because there's coaches and mentors in galore out in the industry. But I have to remember, one, I am unique to my own business. What sets me apart from the next person? Because a lot of people, I don't know that they've got 7 kids and 2 grandkids and multi-business owner and all of the things that make me different, that make me who I am. So remembering who you are, why you are doing what it is that you're doing, and focusing on that, not what the next person is doing, not what the next person coming up is doing, what you're doing and what it is that you bring to the table that makes you uniquely you. Run your own race.
Absolutely. And obviously last week I had the privilege of having a session with Ashley as well. And you know what? Even though I'm going to be blunt, I looked like death that day. I really did. She took the piss out of me as well. So, but I'm here, I'm alive, and I can't wait for Monday.
I love that because, it's true. You know, I think we naturally, as human beings, I genuinely believe we naturally are instinctively compare ourselves. Yes. You know, we can't help it. You know, we as human beings, we're comparing ourselves and looking, but at the end of the day, there is only one Ashley Balza self-care mama. You know, and what we measure the metrics of, you know, success or where we should be, what we should be doing is irrelevant because that's our brand, that's our passion, you know, whatever, Nick one or Sig Influence, you know, and that's the thing, you know, I genuinely believe, if you're clear on like what your value, like you said, Ashley, what your values are, this is what I believe in, this is why I do what I do, you know, this is what I believe in, this is who I'm trying to help and why, then, you know, obviously that is what will separate you out. That's what makes you stand out, you know, and that's the thing. Yeah, we may be different to everyone else in what we do, but that's the whole point. That's a good thing because we stand out.
Yeah.
And you know, and that's so we should be proud of. We're different than everyone else. We are different. Well, that's why because we believe in this. I think it's a good point.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything, Ashley?
I'm just thinking as far as like.
Okay, well, you think, but as you say, Nick, saying one Ashley Balza, if there was 2, then I don't know what I'd do. One's bad enough. No, I'm joking.
You did.
You know, Adam, we meet on Monday. You should probably be careful because, like, that's going to be an intense session if you're not.
Oh, bring it. I like a challenge.
Yeah. It'll be good. Oh, I mean, it's business ownership, like I said before, is really not for the faint of heart. But in the end, bringing in the proper support, if you need to work with a business coach, work with a business coach. Yeah. Like, if you have to seek support, don't look at it as a failure. If you're struggling somewhere in business, whether it be with like the mental like stressors of running a business, okay, seek support for that. Work with a coach. Work with somebody that can walk you through that and unpack all of that. But the other thing too is don't look at seeking help to get your business back on track as a failure. It's just a roadblock that, okay, we have the decision to either quit or go through it. Because, again, going through it, it's the lessons that you learn on the other side of that.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime you, quote unquote, fail, are you going to get back up and say, okay, that didn't work. Let's do something a little different. And you make the tweaks along the way because, again, you've got to be flexible. You have to be able to go with the ebbs and flows and know that it's not always going to work out like you planned. The day may not always go as you planned. It will throw curveballs at you.
Yeah.
you have to be willing to pivot, and you have to be willing to go with those flows.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think we should wrap this up. What do you think? Wrap it up a little bit early, or see, she's gone already.
Oh, she's gone.
No, I'm back. You can't
Yeah,
get that
I mean, I'll have to wrap it up. I mean, I think so. Just had like a point about. I think I talk about the why you do something. A lot of people talk about this is the most important thing in life, and why do you choose a business rather than a job? Because why do you choose the business you choose? And the why is the most important thing. And why. You choose your business should be because you're passionate about what you do, and you believe you're good at it and you believe you'll make a difference. And if you're not really genuinely convinced that you can make a difference, you're passionate about it, but also that why your why, well then you won't survive long in the business. And I think that for me, I'm 100% clear why I do this, because everything I do is for my 8-year-old son. Spend more time with him, to inspire him, to give him more. So, and that drives me everything. And I think in business, it is riskier than getting a job. And why we take on those risks is because we have that driving force, that motivation, that inspiration, and it's by that why. Why are we doing this? Why do we want to? Why are we doing a business? Why are we doing this type of business? Why are we taking these risks? Because we have that clear, what we want to achieve, and who we're doing this for, why we want to achieve it. And I think that, to me, that's such a important thing. If we're not clear on why we do something, why would we do it? I mean, also as we're all family people, clearly family is important for us. Maybe there's other reasons for people, but I think for me, it's inspiring my son and it's providing a better life. And I think that's quite a common thing for people with families. But I don't know what you think about that. But yeah, I'm happy to wrap this up.
Ashley?
Yeah, I mean, be willing to also change your why, because sometimes your why will change as to what it is that you got into business for. And reevaluate that. But also don't be afraid to dream. I think when we get into the job, we stop dreaming because we're dictated to and by somebody else telling us when we have to be to work, what we can and can't do, and all of that. Versus when you get into business, yeah, sure, sometimes you can make your own schedule and decide, okay, today I'm going to do X, Y, Z, or today, yes, I am going to take the day off. But you may not really take the day off, let's be honest. But just knowing what it is that you're doing and be willing to dream and have goals and what it is that it's going to take to achieve those goals, what sales mark you need to hit, how many clients you need to see, like what income you need to bring in, all of those things, and push yourself to go beyond that even. Sure, you can set like that minimum goal, but hey, this is where I want to be. This is the year I want to achieve that. And even if you don't hit it that year, did you do better than the year before? How can you still continue to want that goal and just push the date out a little further? Okay, well, we didn't hit it this year. That's okay. We're still going to freaking celebrate because it's amazing. Now, how do we hit it next year? What else do we need to add to hit that goal next year? So give yourself that ability to be able to dream when you are a business owner. Because again, business ownership is not for everybody. It really isn't. Some people are just better as employees. So be willing to dream, be willing to change your why if it needs to change based on life circumstances, and just go for it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And last bit of me is you mentioned dreams. You got two choices. Dream your dreams or chase your fucking dreams.
Yeah.
Choice is yours. Right. Well, we'll wrap that up. Next week, Ashley's skiving as usual, but it's okay.
What is next week? I'm here, aren't I?
No.
Not. I am not. I am not here.
Nick, you are.
Yes, that's all good.
Yes, we're talking about the importance of creating our own story.
Love it.
Yes, and the guests that are going to be on that are as follows. We're going to have Nancy, which I don't know what happened to her tonight. She's going to be on it. Nick, you are. I am. We've got David Carson returning. We've got Christine Mallock. We've got Janet Wisawati. We've got Beth Castrodale, Leanne Pritchett, and Donald Mondragon.
Oh, nice selection of people. A good number.
Yes.
So what's the topic? Just clarify. It's
The importance of creating our own story.
Yes, lovely. No, that's great. Right.
Yes. So then in 2 weeks we've got Ashley returning. We don't know what we're going to be talking about. We don't know. So that's up to Ashley to decide.
Me?
What is it? A little teaser? What is it, Ashley?
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's
start thinking.
Good night. You're really putting some
Oh,
pressure.
yes. The pressure.
I may just take a night off that day.
Okay, well then, if that's the case, I'll play the ending first. That's gonna.
No, I'll be here. I'll be here.
Yeah, you take control, Ashley. Mix it up.
Yeah.
Oh!
Okay, so we need. Okay.
Yeah, we need to think of something. But yeah, so I'll play the ending, and please subscribe everyone and share this. And I'll see you all later.